and what it's saying is get the hell away from your mother because she's been body snatched.
Hey y'all, it's Brody, and today's video is going to be a little more vlog style format, just because that's what I prefer. I'm still not a huge fan of the sit down talking videos. I just like vlogging on my shitty phone. So what we're going to do today is the try a chapter tag. I know how to say words. Because I can feel myself starting to go into a reading slump, and I don't like that. So, if you're not aware of how you do this tag, you try to read a chapter of, like, a predetermined amount of books. In this case, I'll be doing 5 today. And then, whichever one you like the best, whichever one speaks to you, that's your next read. So, that's what I'm doing today. So, this is my TBR shelf. There's like an extra on the bottom, but like that's reserved for like books I've already read, because I still haven't made it to IKEA to get a bookshelf since I've moved in, since October. That's probably laziness. But anyway, here's my TBR shelf. I try and keep my TBR under 30 books at any given time. That doesn't work out a lot though, because I'm such a mood reader, and I tend to, whenever I add books to it, go by trends. So it'll be like, I'll add like 4 contemporaries at a time. But then, if I'm not in a contemporary mood, then that's a problem. So, I am going to do Lala from Books and Lala. I'm going to do this tag how she did it. I'm going to pick like 10 books off of these 2 shelves, and then I will put up a Twitter poll. And hopefully you folks don't do me dirty on the Twitter post like you usually do. These are the 10 books that I have selected. I'm going to pair them off in Twitter polls, and I'll leave the polls up for like an hour, and hopefully I will get enough votes to be able to finish this, because I'm running out of time to film. So, how am I going to pair? I don't want to pair these up randomly. I want to be like strategic-ish about it. Because some I do want to read more than others. But all of them I can see myself as kind of being in the mood to read. This lighting is not working out for me. The first pair is music. It's Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and The Beauty That Remains by Ashley Wood Folk. The next pair is like horror. It's going to be The Devil in Ohio and Meddling Kids. I have started both of these like months ago, and I just haven't gotten around to reading either one of them, so hopefully this will work today. I haven't read anything in a couple of days. Like, it's been like probably 5 days since I've read anything, and it's stressing me out. Also, my nose looks so greasy. Ugh. Okay, next is going to be a semi-definitive list of worst nightmares and Bright Burning Stars. No theme to that, that's just what we're doing. And then, let's go A Moral Code and Starfish, and Playlist for the Dead and The Echo Room. Okay, so all of the polls are up, and I set each of them for, I thought that I had set each of the polls for an hour, but I'm a fucking idiot. This happens every time I try and do a Twitter poll, like a thread of Twitter polls. I will miss one and forget to like set a timer on it. So 1, 3, 4, and 5 are all set for an hour, and no, I fucked up big time. So, rounds 1, 4, and 5 are set for an hour, and rounds 2 and 3 are set for a day. I hate myself. So, what I'm probably going to... Ooh, grainy. I need some lighting. Hold the laptop up. That's very bad lighting. Turn my flash on. Oof. Okay, so what I'm probably gonna do is just like at the end of the hour, whenever the other polls are up, I'll just take whatever it has the most votes on each poll. So yeah, I will check back in later. But in the meantime, I'm going to watch a couple episodes of Riverdale because I am a trash human being. It was so fucking stupid. I love it. This makes me uncomfortable.
The Serpent
I don't.
Queen is a warrior queen.
Fun story. I was shopping at Walmart with my coworker one day after work, and we were talking about skincare and like face masks and stuff. And I talked about how I don't know how to do skincare because no one ever taught me, and I need direction. And how I always have blackheads. So she told me to get these pore strips, which, oh god, I need a lot more than pore strips for the skin. But this is such a gross close-up. I'm so sorry, but my eyes look really pretty, though. So yeah, pore strips are kind of my thing now. I love pore strips way too much to be healthy. Alright, I'm still waiting for the polls. I have some ice cream, I have Riverdale, I have pore strips. Thank you, Jordan. And, yeah, I'm just gonna wait. It's got about 50 minutes left, and votes are rolling in, and, they are kind of as to be expected. Okay, can we talk about Drew Ray Tanner? People thirst after everyone except Drew Ray Tanner on the show, and that makes me mad. He is... You might be in the video? That's Lily. She is a cat that the boyfriend and I are watching for a friend. She's so pretty, and she has not wanted anything to do with me until I turn on the video. So, oh, there she goes. Look at her, so pretty. I'm sorry, I'm still waiting for the polls to be done. What is it? Oh, there's a tail. Look at her. Oh. She's so pretty. Look, that's you. Look at you. Look at you. Okay, nope. She just wants scratches. Okay. It's time to pull this bad boy off. It's gonna be gross. I hate pulling them off. Ew. At least there's no glare off the glasses. You know what? Low-key, like, Riverdale is a really cringy show, but it has a lot of my favorite tropes, and I kind of want to do a video that's like recommendations that, like, books that are like Riverdale. So if that's something that would interest you, please let me know down in the comments. I don't know, I'll probably make it at some point. But yeah, it has like all of my favorite tropes with like small towns and love triangles and like parental, parental stories, as well as like the teenage stories and really pretentious teenage dialogue. I love that. Like dark contemporary small town stuff. I love it. I don't know why. I love the scandals. I live for the scandals. So yeah, if you would be interested in seeing a video like that, just let me know and maybe I'll do it. I have ice cream on my face, I'm sorry. I just have to check in. There's still about 30 minutes left before the polls are done. But Cheryl Blossom just shot someone with an arrow. And like, it's canon that she can do that. She did that in the last season, but I forgot that she knows how to do archery, and I was just very taken aback by this. What the fuck is this show? Season 1 was good, and after that it just started going off the rails, and I kind of love it. It's kind of like, you know, Glee. It just slowly devolves into a meme, a self-aware meme, and I think that's what's happening with Riverdale. I've been talking for 10 minutes and I just realized it wasn't recording. Great, love that for me. Anyway, the polls are in, and or most of the polls are in because I fucked up and set some of them for 24 hours instead of 1 hour. That's just the thing that happens when I make polls. But regardless, it's now like nearly 10 p.m. I'm just capping it off here, and whatever has the most votes for each one is gonna be what I read for the video. The results for the first one were between Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid and The Beauty That Remains by Ashley Woodfolk. Daisy Jones won at 69% and 31%. Like I said, book Twitter's predictable. Sorry, it's just facts. The next poll that I ran was between Devil in Ohio by Daria Politan and Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. This is one that did not, you know, that I set for a full day instead. But currently, Meddling Kids is winning at 75% to 25%. So the next poll that I ran was another one that I fucked up and set for a full day instead of an hour, and that is between A Semi-Definitive List of Worst Nightmares by Crystal Sutherland and Bright Burning Stars by A.K. Smalls. The time is currently 9:56 p.m. It is a tie. So I'm going to read Bright Burning Stars. I didn't expect there to be a tie with this one. But yeah, I'm just feeling this one a little bit more right now. I'm feeling some dark contemporary. So the fourth poll that I ran was between Starfish by Akemi Dawn Bowman and A Moral Code by Lillian Clark. Starfish lost at 14%, Immoral Code won at 86%. I can't do math. I'm kind of excited to read this. I bought this back in February and it's still just been sitting there and I've been feeling guilty about it. So, final poll that I ran was between Playlist for the Dead by Michelle Falkoff and The Echo Room by Parker Peavyhouse. And Playlist for the Dead won at 71%, and this one lost at 29%, which is a shame, because I was kind of feeling this one a little bit more. So, I will be reading the first chapter of these 5 books, and I will check in periodically, I guess. It would probably be best to check in after I finish them all, but I don't know, we'll figure it out. It's 10 o'clock at night. And, I'm having to be quiet, so I might just update in the morning, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of naked now. I took a shower. Oops. I have on pants, don't worry. I just finished the first chapter of Daisy Jones, and I like it a lot, but I feel like I would enjoy it more in audiobook format. It's interesting though. I found myself to be kind of invested, but we're gonna give the other ones a shot. Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, I just love it. I love how she gets, like, the voices, you know, like, all of her characters have very distinct voices, and you can tell, like, who these people are, and I love it. Ooh, I'm really having a hair moment. Jeez Louise. Okay, so, I just finished the first chapter, prologue, I don't know what to call it. It was the first 10 pages of Meddling Kids. It was before part 1, but it was also not labeled as a prologue, so I assumed it was chapter. I don't know. I read the first 10 pages, the first section, and it's really good, and I like it, and it's giving me, like, supernatural Scooby-Doo vibes, and, I don't know, it's a good time, but I think I kind of want to save it till, like, you know, October, because I feel like that's whenever this kind of book should be read, so I don't know. We'll see. A lot of stuff to get through before I got to the chapter 1. Lots of beginning material. Finished the first chapter of Bright Burning Stars, and it's interesting, but it's very dark and very heavy already just off the first, like, 12 pages, and I really don't know if I'm feeling something like that right now. So far they've talked about some very dark things, trigger warnings for, like, body image issues and, like, starving yourself, and this book, I don't know if I am mentally in a place right now to read it. So, first chapter of A Moral Code is finished, and, it didn't leave much of an impression on me. It was, like, fine, but I feel like it wasn't, like, the cat. The cat is bumping my hand. Do you want to say hello? Do you want to say hello? Oh, she wants attention. That's but demonetized. As if I'm ever actually gonna get monetized. Yeah, did not leave too much of an impression on me, which is disappointing because I had this pegged to be a 5. You're not gonna let me film, are you? Do you wanna come in the video? I had A Moral Code pegged to be 5 stars, and it's not looking that way so far. So, what can you do? So, folks, I'm having a dilemma. Went to read the first chapter of Playlist for the Dead. It is not labeled as a prologue, but it is narrative before chapter 1, which, I mean, is technically a prologue. It's only 4 pages. That's 2 out of the 5 books for this video. I kind of feel like I'm not giving a fair shot to, but to be fair, that is the first section, you know what I mean? So yes, this is the try a chapter tag, but I feel like if we're going to do that, because I am a person who always reads prologues and epilogues, I know some people skip them, but I always read them, so that should count, right? Or should I just keep reading? The point I'm trying to make is, like, does a prologue count as a chapter in this? Does it depend on person to person? Because I always read prologues, and I kind of count prologues as pre-chapters. But the prologue in this book was only 4 pages, and it doesn't feel the same as Daisy Jones, where it's like 16 pages. But to be fair, that is what was chosen as the opening for the book, the first thing the readers are going to read. So I think I'm going to count this. Yeah, I'm going to count it. I'm going to leave it because it's fair is fair. First impressions. That's what we're doing. First impressions. I read the first chapter section of all 5 books. Some of them were clear misses. Others I liked better than others. So I'm going to sleep on it since it is nearly midnight and I need to get some rest. But I will update in the morning. Alright, good night. I'm here with my final thoughts on the books. So I think I'm just gonna go in order from like least interested to most interested, not necessarily in the order that I read them. And least interested right now is A Moral Code. I don't know, I did not really like the writing from what I read of the first chapter, and I know that this is like a cyber heist novel, but it didn't feel well written. It didn't feel like I would enjoy it. It felt like a bad Disney Channel original movie, just from like the first chapter. So I'm not really that interested in this right now. The second book is Playlist for the Dead, and like I said, the prologue, chapter 1, first little section, first impression of the book. That was only 4 chapters. That is not enough time for me to get invested, and nothing really happened. He just found his best friend dead, which is like literally the first line on the synopsis on the back. It wasn't anything that like wowed me. The third book I'm kind of neutral on right now, and that's Bright Burning Stars. It's not that it was badly written, it's just like I'm not in a headspace to read something this dark right now. And yeah. This one is like not leaving my TBR. I can't say the same thing for the other 2. This one will definitely stick around. I need a different time to read it, if you know what I mean. Plus this cover, I'm a slut for this cover. Fourth book is Meddling Kids by Edgar Quintero. I'm all about this book. I just want to not read it right now. I kind of want to save it for October, like I said earlier. I think it would be a good, like, Halloween-y read. So that means my next read is going to be Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm really looking forward to it. I picked it up for a couple of reasons. It's, you know, super hype on book 2. It is giving me, like, Florence Welch, Fleetwood Mac vibes. It's part of the Reese Witherspoon book club, and I love Reese Witherspoon so much. Also, Reese Witherspoon is making it into a movie, TV show, I've heard. I don't know. Yeah. I want to read that before it comes out on, you know, film. I try and always do that, read the book first. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an excuse to not read it now, since I read the first chapter and I really liked it, which I knew I was going to, but whatever. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a like and subscribing, and also commenting. Comment question of the day is going to be, if you've read any of these books and you hated them enough to unhaul them, please let me know, because right now everything is a tentative unhaul. You know, everything on my TBR at any given time is a tentative unhaul, depending on when I go into my depressive episodes and want to get rid of everything to feel like I have my life together. Also, please consider following me on Twitter, which I will link downstairs. You folks know the drill on that. On Twitter, you know, we can talk and you can vote on polls, because I do polls a lot for some reason. All of the people that I mentioned in this video, so that's Lala, because I did this basically as a carbon copy of her video, and then I will link the creator if I can find the video, the original creator of the tag. Alright, I hope you have a wonderful whatever it is, wherever you are. I will see you folks next week with a video. Alright, bye! What the fuck am I doing?